Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. Guys, let's do that again.
I
Whoa.
really want to pick the notes again.
Should we do it again? No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm sorry. I will stop. Um, Chris, I saw everybody on Saturday but you. I feel like in the known universe. I saw so many people over the course of just one day. I mean, I even saw Tracy, which is crazy, in Hollywood of all places. I was a little embarrassed because I had my pant leg up and I was trying to hitch a ride, um, you know, and she drove past and saw me and felt bad for me. She just stopped. She didn't give me a ride, but she just stopped to say hello.
Where
So
were
that
you that
was
you
nice.
saw everybody?
I was in Hollywood at the New Bev Cinema, Quentin Tarantino's hotspot, where everybody that's everybody is seen there, apparently.
What
Beverly
did you
Hills.
see?
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we are Rumble Pop, guys. This is Rumble Pop Live. I'm Donald. There's Kevin, Chris, and Tracy is here. Kevin will do the formal introductions here in a second. I just want to give you a quick reminder to tip your servers and be nice to each other. So that basically just means give us a like and a subscribe if you have yet to do so. Definitely bumps us up in the algorithms if you give us a little likey, a little thumbs up. We appreciate that. But, with that, we're going to go forth, and I'm going to do some stuff in the background. Kevin, take it away.
All right. Hello, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone in the 24 time zones. Welcome to the most righteous, most sensational, and most sparkling live stream show on YouTube, Rumble Pop.
Oh, I like that. Sparkling, effervescent, rumble pop. Oh, that was clever, Kevin. Well done. Well done.
Now I'm going to introduce to you my co-hosts and co-conspirators. First, let us begin with the man who is one of the co-founders and executive producer of the Rumble Pop and Real Short Box shows. He is a man from the great state of Ohio. He is Bruce Campbell's #2 fan. He was the 1997 Mr. Teen Ohio. He is DC Comics for life. And if you have a problem with it, he might just pop you in the mouth. And he was the 2022 best looking man of North Hollywood, California.
Oh, I moved up. I was
You
second
moved-
best. Now I'm
Oh,
best.
that's right, second best.
Oh.
I know, looks like they moved you up.
Yeah. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is always socially lubricated. He is the original Dom.
Thank you, everybody.
Kevin.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Kevin, I didn't have a problem with anything you said except for when you put great before Ohio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
we have some of the best hot sauce producers in Ohio, and you can ask anybody in the hot sauce industry. Ohio is where
Oh,
it's
is that why Ohio smells terribly?
Oh man.
at. Wow.
Now,
Okay.
Chris, some of our commenters are from Ohio.
At least our water's drinkable in Ohio, unlike in parts of Michigan.
Whoa, okay, now we're getting personal.
Hey, motor oil will do a body good.
I don't think it will, but all right, Tin Man.
Tin Man. Oh, jeez. Next, let us go to a man who is in the Central Time Zone. He is currently in the great state of Texas, but from originally the great state of Michigan. He is a man who I consider one of the most learned men in America today. He teaches thespian arts to young students everywhere to make sure that they get a job in Hollywood or on Broadway. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the lovable, the huggable, the only Professor Chris D. Turd.
Wow, impressive.
Turd? You just call me Turd?
No, I said turd.
He called you,
I didn't hear the
I'm pretty sure he called you Turd.
Yeah, Turd.
Chris
I guess that's what I get for
Turd.
calling Ohio non-great.
Look, I have no fight in that.
Professor Turd.
Oh, come on, man. Look, I have no beef with Ohio. I have no beef with Michigan. I'm a New Yorker, so trust me, I have no cat in this fight, so to speak, whatever that term is.
No dog in this fight, and unless
Thank you. No
unless
dog
you
in
don't
this
like
fight.
dogs, and then I guess you still wouldn't have a dog in a
Well,
fight.
I don't know. Ohio's the kind of place that would send a cat into a dog fight.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, we
Yes. Let's not forget, last but certainly not least, a fine, talented young lady from the great Pine State of Maine. She comes from a state that produced many people such as Stephen King, Judd Nelson, and Anna Kendrick. She is a very successful HealthNet account executive and a big fan of Jurassic Park and, of course, of the Guatemalan heartthrob Oscar Isaac. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to our show for a third occasion, she is the co-host of the podcast Yesterday, Tomorrow, and Fantasy. Please welcome once again the tranquil, the tender, and tantalizing Miss Tracy Lou.
I'm never gonna like the movie.
You'll like it. I'll explain it to you. I'll mansplain it to you. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I don't get anything unless it's mansplaining.
I'll get Sean to do that for you.
Okay.
How about that?
Ooh, future. That's a future episode where we mansplain everything.
Oh
for
my
2 hours.
God. We just
The mansplaining
insult
episode.
every woman that gets on here. That would be
Mansplain live stream.
terrible.
It'd be a
Right.
Q&A, and we mansplain all the questions.
And our ratings will drop 50%.
Yep.
We don't want to do that.
Yep.
And of course, I am your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Kevin. Now, we're going to have some fun tonight, brothers and sisters in YouTube land. We're going to discuss some of the most deadly duos in movies and TV shows. Some of them you'll agree with, some of them you're wondering why the hell are we putting this couple into the mix, but it's going to be fun. All four of us will come up with some very fun, 3 interesting, deadly duo combinations.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. I just want to do some
Especially
quick
Tracy.
hellos.
Especially-
Hello to Maria. She says hi, everyone. Hello to
Hello,
Enrique. Basil the Pumpkin Seagull. Hello, Basil. Nice to see you.
That's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Gerald, hello. Thanks for joining. My mom and dad are on. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hello.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad. My mom says, now, Chris, be good, young man. I think she's talking about drinking motor oil. She probably doesn't think you should do that. Basil says, frying eggs in 5W40 synthetic is delicious. My mom says, hi, Tracy and Kevin, and hi, Chris. And Pumpkin Seagull says, I'll seagull splain it, y'all. Oh, that's pretty good. That rhymes.
That's new. That's a new one.
Wow. My mom just said, I think this is my mom that said this. She said, mansplain, bitch slap Chris. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't believe your mom said that.
I can see the chat, Donald.
Yeah, but I think everybody needs to see this. Let me pull it up on the screen here so everybody can see it. Mansplenda is what she said, but I think she said mansplain. Mansplenda, bitch slap Chris. I'm going to put that right above Chris, actually. There we go. Right above Chris. And we'll leave it there for about 5 minutes just so he can wear his shame.
All right, those of you who don't know what mansplaining is, let me explain it.
All right.
Here we
So
go.
really quickly, I want to talk about 2 things. I want to talk about Splattered Frog Brewing. Go to splatteredfrog.com, type in the coupon code SHORTBOX, get 20% off your order. They've got these wonderful trucker hats that you can put all kinds of pins. I have the Mona Lisa that I got at the Louvre when I was in Paris that I'm going to put on the hat someday and wear it around proudly. It's going to look awesome. They have pint glasses, beer koozies, t-shirts, etc., etc., etc. 20% off with the coupon code SHORTBOX. Go buy some stuff right now. Enjoy. You're welcome. Also, I want to talk about one more thing here. That is the shirt I'm wearing. This is Half's Hot Sauce. It's actually my first time wearing this shirt. I had lost it and then found it, and it fits so comfortably. So I'm now wearing it. And I am also holding a bottle of the Trippy Pickle hot sauce from Half's, and I thought, what better way to start off a deadly duo, something that's very spicy, than to have a little hot sauce on a cracker. And I don't mean Chris or myself. So here we go.
Wow, come on now.
We have one of these. They're flip sides. These are the best, by the way. They break very easily, which sucks, but they're awesome because one side, as you can clearly see, is a pretzel, and the other side is a cracker. So you have half cracker, half pretzel, and it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to get some of this hot sauce on the spoon, and as you can see, the Trippy Pickle, ooh, just coming out there. Nice clumpy pickle, delicious goodness, dill tasty. And I'm going to, as you can see, put it right on the cracker there. Okay. Not much drippage through. It's pretty thick, you see? Just a little bit, right? Okay, so here we go. Let me tell you what, guys.
Wow.
Just this sauce on a cracker is delightful. You guys should go immediately after this pod to halfshotsauce.com. Type in the coupon code Donald Hiccups, because if it's super hot, a hiccup, and save 10% off your order of such delicious sauces as Trippy Pickle. So, and look, what? 0 calories. Wow. You could just eat hot sauce all day and lose weight. It's amazing.
0 calories, you say? Are you serious?
Yeah. Boy, 0 calories.
Oh.
It does get hot.
And this is coming from the great state of Ohio, am I right?
Yep. I'm okay.
I got 911 ready
Now,
to
wait a
dial if you need it.
Wait, Donald, can't you wash that down with a fresh, cold drink, beverage of Splattered Frog Brewery beer?
If they'd send me some, I'll have some root beer instead.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, handling that heat. Oh, Enrique. I took a picture, by the way, a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to send it to you. They sell pickleback in like liquor stores now. You can buy actual bottles of like a pickleback. Here it is. Aha! I got the. It's called La Paz pickleback. Look at that.
Ooh, look at that.
But they sell the pickle juice in bottles now. So you can do your little pickle shots. Haha. It'll be fun. Let's see. We got some more comments.
And also, please be kind to bless us with a like. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe.
Maria says, I want one of those shirts. So cool. We'll see what we can do, Maria. It would be cool to partner with them and get like the hot sauce podcast shirt. You know, like maybe the special green can of Rumble Pop, which would be part half's part Rumble Pop. Sammy says, haha, wow, pretzel cracker combo, fancy. Exactly, tasty as hell. Mom says those are good, and so is the sauce.
Can you imagine a dill pickle soda, how good that would taste?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Sammy, hello.
Hi, Sammy.
Thirst quenching pickle juice. That's right, Basil. Thirst quenching pickle juice. Let's see. Accidental send, Kevin?
Yeah, accidental.
Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. All right. So, we've got some deadly duos to discuss. Hello, Frank. Thanks for joining.
Hey,
It's going to get a little crazy. I might be hiccuping now because I had the hot sauce. So, it happens. It is what it is. It's delicious, though. I am going to say that it does taste really amazing on eggs and in like chicken salad. I make a lot of my own chicken salad, so I thought, let me try some of this in there. And I throw some in. Game changer. Let me tell you. Boom! Flavor explosion. I mean, and then Kevin came over, and it had exploded in his mouth, and he was like, "That's so good! I love this."
This is false. This is false. False.
What are you talking about? I don't know what
false information.
Kevin? Jeez, don't be weird. The flavor exploded all over you, like in your mouth.
No, it did not. Flavor did not explode on me. I wasn't even anywhere near.
Burst of flavor just shoot right into his mouth, and about knocked him off the chair that he was sitting in. When
you talking about your roommate?
No, he wasn't here. It was just me and you, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure. In your dreams.
No. Reality, sir. Let's see. Mom says put pickle juice in 7-Up. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Enrique says I'm going to have to try that. And Basil says Mountain Dew Baja Blast reminds me of pickle juice, actually. Oh, and Maria says that she did find the half shirts on their website as well. So you could probably save 10% off on their shirts, too, if you wanted one of these really nifty Hass Hot Sauce shirts. If you like the skull, the little sugar skull half hot sauce shirts. They're actually very nice, very comfortable. Feels really good. I mean, makes me feel confident. You know what I mean? Like I went into the bank and I said, "Give me all your cash," and I had a gun, but that's besides the point. I still felt very confident. Like I could get away with it.
So you're incriminating yourself.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I have to go. I'll see y'all later. It was nice to know you. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, Kevin, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just go. Let's get started. I was going to say Tracy could recommend you a nice attorney.
Oh, there we go. That's a good idea. Speaking of Tracy, why don't we have Tracy go first since she is the guest? Let's talk about Deadly Duos, guys. These are comic book, television, film, literary, just in Kevin's life overall. He's known a lot of Deadly Duos. He's been involved in a lot of Deadly Duo situations, I feel.
Apparently.
If you just hear him talk, it's bad. It's just his life is littered with them. But it's getting better. It's getting better. There's hypnotherapy. It's been working, right, Kevin?
I think you're deflecting upon yourself.
If I say the right word, he clucks like a chicken.
Miss Tracy, please hit us with your first Deadly Duo.
My first Deadly Duo is Veronica and JD from the 80s classic Heathers.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny. That is something of a remake, or it took something from a 1976 film called Massacre at Central High. It borrowed a lot of themes from that particular movie, Heathers.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you check it out, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yes. They are very deadly together. I feel as though when they're separate, not so much. But then, when you put them together, that's when the killing happens.
That's... So can you briefly explain Heathers?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. I always think everyone has seen Heathers.
I have not.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It is streaming, so you can definitely watch it. Heathers is a story about a group of teenage girls who are all named Heather, except for one who is named Veronica. She's like kind of the outcast of the group, and she meets a very handsome Christian Slater, who his character's name is JD. He's a bit of a misfit. He's a bit of a troublemaker, and he definitely has an obsession with killing people, although he's never done it before. And then, they hook up, and they end up accidentally killing somebody, her best friend, and then they, more murder happens after that. It's like a high school Mean Girls, but like with death.
So it's Mean Girls and Carrie mixed together.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I did not explain it very well, but it has Christian Slater and Winona Ryder. She plays Veronica.
Christian Slater and Winona Ryder. Who directed this? Do you remember?
I do not.
I know that the guy that directed this later, and probably I would say maybe about 10 years ago or so, maybe 10, 15 years ago, he made another film. And it had the guy from The Mentalist. Remember that dude?
Michael Lehman. Lehman.
Layman.
No, that's
Lehman,
not the guy from
Lehman.
The Mentalist.
No. He would have
Well,
directed
that's
Heathers.
that's what directed.
Oh,
it.
Simon
Yeah.
Baker, I think, was the guy from The Mentalist, if I recall. Okay, so the director's Michael Lehman? Lehman? Layman. So in layman's terms, this and it was called, I think it was called Sex and Death 101 or something like that is what it was called. And that one was pretty good too. And it was Winona Ryder, and she was older, obviously. That's what time does. But it had Simon Baker in it too. And I recommend it. So if you like Heathers, it's kind of that same quirky kind of feel to it. And I think you would enjoy it if you get a chance.
I saw that one, Donald. That one I liked.
Yeah, see, there we go. And I think I also have it on DVD, Tracy, if you need to borrow it. I can let you borrow it.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so Heathers.
Yep.
Now, Christian
Classic.
Slater was in quite a few Deadly Duo type scenarios in his career, in his prolific career, and has done quite well for himself. He was coined the young Jack Nicholson when he first premiered, due to his voice and the characterization of his eyebrows. Because he could raise them high when he talked, and had this kind of a way about him when he said things, like that.
That is a very good impression of Christian Slater.
Thank you. I try. All right. So moving on, let's go to Mr. Turner and his first choice of a Deadly Duo.
All right, I'm gonna preface this with a little bit of a backstory here.
right.
As I was searching for dynamic duos, first I thought about me and Beans, because you can't get more deadly duo than that. Me and Baked Beans.
What?
And then I thought, well, the two guys behind me, Jesse and Walter White, but they're not. We were thinking more romantic, and though I think they're romantically involved, they're not romantically involved in canon. So I decided not to go with them. So I went with who I think are the most dangerous people in Game of Thrones, and that would be Jaime and Cersei Lannister.
The incestuous relationship that brought up deadly results.
Really brought the
Yes,
house
they-
down.
They threw a
it sure
10-year-old
did.
boy,
Always the
10-year-old
one.
boy out a window.
Hilarious.
But you know what? What goes around comes around, because one of their children went out a window too.
Yeah,
Spoilers,
that was by
Kevin.
his own volition, though.
True. But still, it still was a form of karma.
Yeah. Definitely. If you didn't see that coming, you should have. Obviously, he did.
And by the way, he made a King's Landing.
Well played, Kevin. Well played. Let's give you a quick
But
round.
I mean, if you think about
That's
all the people that died because of their secrets and because of them and just them trying to hide everything, I mean, they're definitely got to be the most dangerous, deadliest duo in Westeros.
You know what? We should just alone for this relationship, we should give Jamie a hand.
Nice.
Oh, man, I want to roll. I can't be stopped. All right, so Chris, Tracy, if you had to pit the characters from Heathers and these two characters from Game of Thrones, who do you think would win in a fight?
Well, I don't know Heather, so I can't really say, but I know Christian Slater, and I would definitely say that Cersei could take him.
Oh, see, I don't think so. She doesn't really like to get her hands dirty.
Her and her nipple armor.
She's nipple
I mean,
armor? What?
Yeah, if you look at her armor, her armor has nipples.
Oh, well,
Really?
so does Batman, so, what are you going to do? All right. So does Batman.
I mean, Jamie can take on major people with one hand, so it's got to be them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you might be right, Chris. I think you might be right.
Okay. So, moving on. My first choice this evening is the deadly duo of none other than. Oh wait, how'd this get on here? What is it? What? Is this Is this Ted Cord and Dr. Hypnovert from the Blue Beetle Ted Cord Returns web series?
Wait, why is that there?
That
That's a
definitely
deadly duo right there.
That definitely is a deadly duo. I'll give you that. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how they got on here, but I might as well mention it while I have the audience.
I had no idea they were lovers.
Oh,
Well,
just wait until you see the behind the scenes footage.
there's a lot of behind the scenes footage.
It just we needed to keep it. Yeah, we needed to keep it rated PG. So
Right. Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
what do you think we did with all that black licorice, Kevin?
That is disturbing.
For those that don't know, Kevin played the character in the Blue Beetle web series. Kevin played the character Black Licorice. So he was a true hero. Black Licorice was. His name used to be Black Thunder, but then Black Lightning came about and stole his thunder, so he became Black Licorice then.
Shameful.
A rather tongue-in-cheek type scenario that we created happily one furious evening at a Comic-Con when Kevin
And guess what?
decided to wear a ridiculous costume.
And guess what? Henry Cavill appreciated it. He loved it.
He did.
Yes.
Did he?
You remember when I went to that signing for that movie? Came out in 2011. It's like one of those short sword and sandals movies.
Oh, yeah.
Immortals. That's what's called.
Okay.
Immortals. That's what's called.
Yeah.
Immortals.
And you told you walked up to him to get his autograph, and he was like, "Stellar costume, eh?"
Yeah. Matter of fact, him and Deacon Frost.
Or maybe he
from
said
first
it.
Blade movie.
He probably
Like-
said it more like, "Oi, I like
No,
your
he-
costume, boy." Yes.
Oh, he didn't say it that way because I was the only person wearing a costume, and he said, "You know what?
Yeah.
You got a nice costume, man. I like it." And he asked me, "What's the name of your
Did he
character?"
go?
I said,
He went, "Hello, love. What's the name of your character, eh?"
he didn't say it that way.
No, he didn't say it that way. Huh.
He actually spoke it with an American accent. Believe it.
Did he go chim chimmery chim chimmery chim chim
Oh.
chiroo? I like that costume that you've got on you.
I did share some
no.
licorice with him. He liked it.
Did you? Was it black licorice?
No,
And is that a euphemism for something?
no. I have to ask you, what is in your drink, man?
What?
What's in your drink?
Zero sugar. So it is sparkling filtered water, sweetener blend, erythritol, stevia leaf extract, monk fruit, natural flavors, caramel color, and citric acid.
And you added cocaine to it too, I believe.
Don't you wish? I stopped buying off of you, Kevin. You cut yours too much of baking powder. It's unhealthy. So let me actually pull up the actual deadly duo that I have here. I think this one's more for the television and not the comic book, although you can kind of take it for what you will. I'm going to say Michonne and none other than our boy here.
Rick Grimes?
Yes, Jesus. Sorry, I'm trying to shrink this picture down. Yeah, so Michonne and Rick Grimes here in the photo. They make a deadly duo. They are in a post-apocalyptic world, and they are fighting for their lives and the lives of others. And she uses a sword, he uses a gun. She uses her brain, he uses his emotions, and it's how they survived. The television show, I think, definitely took it in a different direction. Rick Grimes and Michonne. In the comic book, Michonne was only ever attracted to black men. Never was attracted to a white dude in the comic books, at least to my knowledge. And I've read up to like 100 and something issues. Almost finished it, and then got near the end and got sad and stopped, which I do that a lot with stuff. I'll get sad because something's ending and I'll stop and I won't finish it, thinking that, then I'll finish it later and it'll be like it's new. It's a terrible idea. I don't recommend it, but I do it all the time still to this day. But in the television series, Michonne does take a liking to Rick. They do fall in love, and they become quite the powerhouse couple in the post-apocalyptic world of, well, I guess you could say Georgia, because that's where they film it. But they do make a great couple, and I think that there's Dr. Hypnover. I think that they would
Give
give
me your power.
I used to make him wear those stupid things all the time. It was great.
They don't really fit too well with the headphones, though.
No, I don't think they do. No.
I look cross-eyed.
Yeah,
I got the power.
you look derped. You look like a big time derp. Oh boy. But yeah, so I would say Rick and Michonne versus Jamie and Cersei. They give them a run for their money.
Oh, that'd be a good battle, yeah.
I think it would be a really good battle, and I would love to see it. I still think that Cersei and Jamie would win, because they just know each other so well. You know, it's almost like their family. So I do.
They're also wearing armor.
Please, no applause needed. I know. I got the jokes tonight. Yeah, so we're not gonna make them win, obviously, in that kind of a fight. But I do believe that they would put up a good fight, nonetheless. Kevin, what is your choice? But actually, before I get started, let me do a couple post read-offs here. Let me close this one out. Let's see. Basil says that sounds more like a mature Hardy Boys story. Sammy says, "Ooh, not these two." She's talking about Jamie and Cersei. Maria says, "Donald's been sitting on these Game of Thrones puns for years." Haha. Jed says, "Howdy." Hello, Jed. Thanks for joining, buddy. Scorch says, "Someone asked me if Bebop and Rocksteady were a deadly duo. I said no, they were a couple of clumsy oafs. And you are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. Although they did manage to somehow kill Donatello, which I still find to be bullshit, and I don't think actually is canon any longer. So I don't.
You talk about in IDW comics?
Yeah.
He didn't actually die. It was a coma.
There we go. Yeah. So everybody was worried that they killed him, and they ended up not killing him. Okay. That's good, because, what was it? Raphael was in a coma for a while, too, in the movie. Elvin popped in. What up, Elvin? Thanks for joining. He says,
Elvin.
Rumble Pop. Let's see. Kevin says, please leave a like or subscribe. YouTube algorithms. Yes, absolutely. Ultraman, thanks for joining. He's Jason and Freddy. That's a good one. Adam is giving a little heart. Thanks for popping in, Adam. Good to see you,
Adam?
buddy. And Janet says, hi, gangs. Hello, Janet. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about deadly duos, and we are on Kevin's deadly duo. Kevin, take it away, sir.
All right. My first duo is from a very controversial movie from almost 30 years ago. Mickey and Mallory Knox from Natural
I thought you were going to
Born
say Mickey
Killers.
and Minnie for a second. I was like,
Well, you never know. Mickey and Minnie could be dangerous. Mickey and Minnie Mouse could be dangerous, too. No, but Mickey and Mallory Knox from Natural Born Killers, 1994. Very powerful cast. Directed by Oliver Stone. You had Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis playing those two characters. You had Robert Downey Jr. playing like a Geraldo Rivera type of sensational journalist. Tommy Lee Jones and Tom Sizemore. I mean, it's a wild movie. And the crazy thing about it is they get away with it. The bad guys win.
hey, spoilers.
That is a spoiler. I've never seen the movie. Thanks, Kevin.
I'm sorry.
Isn't it a 40-year, like, supposed to wait 40 years before you talk about the movie?
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so you gotta wait. You gotta wait a little longer.
A little bit longer. But this couple is no joke. I think they could take on the Heathers couple. They could take on Cersei and Jamie. They're wild. I mean, they kill without mercy. And then usually they would leave one victim alive to tell their story. So that's kind of like the little thing they would do, kind of like the way they would like leave like their calling card, like, hey, we'll let you live so you can tell them about us. Although there's a little twist on that towards the end of the movie. But nevertheless, this couple's wild. They just go across the country just acting a fool, and it's out there. It's quite a disturbing movie, especially the Rodney Dangerfield scene.
Yes,
it's pretty
Rodney.
crazy. Have any of you seen the movie?
Parts
Gets
of
no
it.
respect.
I've actually never seen it.
All right, you got to check it out. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
I don't like violence just for it being violent, Kevin.
No, but this actually it tells a good story. If anything, it's telling you about how
This actually tells me a lot about you.
Well, yes, it does. But no, what's good about this movie is it explains to you why mass media gives too much attention to people who act like this, to mass murderers and serial killers, which you see today. Anytime someone does something crazy, it gets all this attention. So basically, it just breaks down the sensationalism of people who do, horrendous crimes, who commit horrendous crimes. So to me, you should check out this movie.
Just judging you, sir.
Oh, judge away.
Judging you. All right, so let's see. Enrique says Mickey and Minnie are dangerous. And Maria says if Cersei has wildfire, though, Mickey and Mallory are in trouble. That's true. John Cataline has joined. Thanks for joining, John. He says, and a small appearance by Tanaka when Rodney Dangerfield is watching wrestling. Oh, that's cool.
Tatanka.
Is it Tatanka?
Yeah,
I thought it was called Tanaka. I thought his name was Tanaka.
No. You're thinking of somebody else.
Am I?
Yeah.
There's another wrestler named almost exactly like the other wrestler?
But I think he had like a different name, though. Something Tanaka, but not like Tanaka.
You sure about that?
Yeah, Tatanka was the Native American wrestler in WWF. I'll show you later. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, show me later, Kevin.
And, by the way, Quentin Tarantino wrote the story to this movie, too, interestingly enough. So if you watch it, you'll see some Tarantino type of not language, but dialogue. And
yeah, Ultraman just posted about that. And John says Pat
there you go.
Tanaka was one of the Orient Express. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Tanaka. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember the Orient Express. They were cool. Oh, the good old days.
From the Yankees.
Good old days. Yeah. All right. So Tracy, your turn.
Yes. Okay. So my next couple, I guess continuing on the written by Tarantino theme, Alabama and Clarence from True Romance.
Oh wow! There we go.
Another one. Another Christian Slater film, Tracy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
What is it? Do you have like a secret thing?
Intentionally.
Christian Slater.
She's got a crush.
Christian Slater actually Venmos her money.
Secret crush.
Exactly. Every time I say his name, I get money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lacey Inhurst Meese. Lacey, thanks for joining. Jeez, I don't remember Lacey being on here before. Lacey, if you were, I apologize, but this might be her first appearance ever on this podcast. So thank you for joining. She says Natural Born Killers equals Bonnie and Clyde remake. Kind of, sort of, yeah. You're not wrong. VJ Kino, I think, is also new on here. Says good couple like Thelma and Louise. Wash hands.
That's Edgar. What's up, Edgar?
I don't know names, Kevin. You'd have to tell me, does Edgar do backflips or something? Or is he, like, deadly with a knife? Or what's his thing? What's Edgar's thing? Nunchucks? Okay. All right. I'll know that going forward. Let's see. Oh, nice one, says Maria VJ. Because VJ says Thelma and Louise. We did wrestle with that idea of Thelma and Louise. Yes, we absolutely did. That was discussed. That was in the discussion 100%. California Music Box Studios, thanks for joining. Frank says the scene where James Gandolfini beats Patricia Arquette to a pulp is so disturbing in True Romance.
Yes, I have to agree. And she kills him. So, I mean, yeah. She's pretty badass. I mean, but I don't know. I feel like they were not murderers. Like, they weren't deadly before they met each other. And then it was like one of those, like what would you do for the love of your life? And that is murder people.
Who was in this? It was Dennis, or what was his,
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, thank you. He was in this, right? He was his dad or something?
Yeah, he played the dad. Christopher Walken played the mob guy.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman had the best role of his career.
Oh my god, right?
No,
that's an awesome scene too. Is when
it's a good
Christian
role.
Slater
that's not
goes to kill him.
I'm going to argue that right now. You have Leon the Professional, and you have The Fifth Element, and those are two phenomenal Gary Oldman roles.
You're right, Donald. You're right.
Okay.
I concede.
All right, good.
I concede.
Immediate concession is good on this one.
He's crying uncle.
Enrique says, Tracy, did Christian Slater put you up to this? She says he did not. Ultraman Magnus says The War of the Roses. I believe that was Michael Douglas and was it Kathleen Turner and then Danny DeVito, I think, was in it. You know, honestly, I've never seen War of the Roses, but I really want to watch it. I keep forgetting to watch it, to be honest. Maybe I'll put that on tonight if I can find it.
Bruce Willis was in it.
If anybody in the chat can figure out or knows where War of the Roses is streaming, I might watch it tonight, actually. And then maybe I'll post about it on Friends of the Real Shortbox, which is where we post about all of our stuff throughout the week. I'll post my little line by line of what I'm thinking while I'm watching it. It could be fun. You never know. California Music Box, stay tuned. Ultraman Magnus says Donald and Kevin, deadliest duo. Well, I mean, Kevin and I do fight a lot. So, not with each other, together, all the time. Usually at like a Ralph's, like a Trader Joe's parking lot. Just mainly grocery stores, actually. We like to get in fights at grocery stores. I don't know why, but we do. So, Tracy, my question is, True Romance or Heathers with the couple here? Who's winning in this one?
True Romance.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like because, I mean, they could both fight, right? So there's that. But Christian Slater is kind of like even, but I think Patricia Arquette is what brings it over the top. Because she's scrappy. She's unhinged. In a good way, but she's unhinged.
Now, what about Mickey and Mallory against them? That would be a good fight.
That would be a good fight. I mean, I think Mickey and Mallory would win because they're more like evil, right? But I feel like it would be a good fight.
Okay, Chris, let's have you pull up your next one, sir.
All right, so my next one is nobody even has a chance against them because they could kill you in 2 words. We got good old Voldemort and Bellatrix the Strange.
That's a good one.
Death curse, dead.
Yeah,
and they're not afraid. They're not going to hesitate.
I feel like they put their nose in things too much. You know, they're too.
Voldemort doesn't have a nose. What are you talking about?
I know. That's another Donald joke. Oh, it was hilarious. Oh, see, now I'm getting an applause. Sorry, guys. I'm just too funny. I know. Too funny.
I mean, they are deadly. Jesus.
There we go. I lost my hearing.
They killed Gary Oldman's best role.
Oh my God.
That's Gary Oldman's best role now? Chris is going to say that for every film Gary Oldman is in, everybody. That is
He's my favorite
role.
actor. Give me a break.
I mean, valid. That's valid.
Okay,
Yeah.
so quick story time, really quickly, Chris. When I first moved out here to LA, a buddy of mine told me, "Oh, you should meet this guy named Mick." And I was like, "Oh, really? Why?" And he's like, "Well, you live in North Hollywood right now, and he lives in Studio City. He might be a good friend. You can make connections or something, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I got his number, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, Mick, it's Donald so-and-so told me, to hang out, maybe sometime." He's like, "Sure, man, come on. Why don't you and your roommate come over? We'll go swimming and stuff and hang out at my place." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So some Saturday afternoon, we went over to his place in Studio City. We went and swam in his pool, hung out, had a good time. He invited us in. We were inside, and he's got this photo of him and Gary Oldman up on the wall. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this guy knows Gary Oldman. And I was like, "How do you know Gary Oldman?" He's like, "Oh, well," he's like, "a buddy of mine worked with him, and it was my birthday, and they were working on set together, so he invited him for my birthday, and he actually showed up and, hung out and took pictures and stuff with me." So he said he was a really cool guy. So that tells you about Gary Oldman's character. So if that makes anything, it even boosts his clout, his name here is that he's a pretty cool guy that'll come hang out at a birthday party. So that's fun. Ultraman says Wolverine and X-23. Sammy says it's No-Nos. And Maria says Johnny and Patricia from Frighteners. Not a bad idea, Maria. I really actually like that too. I got a score of, what was it? It was 20 or something like that. That's more than Appleberry or whatever the hell his name was. That for those that don't know Frighteners, that is a film done by a really unknown director by the name of Peter Jackson.
Who's that?
Exactly, yeah. His failure at Frighteners hitting huge at the box office cost him King Kong, and then he had to pivot and go do this other small thing called Lord of the Rings, and it ended up working out quite well for him. So, but I think Frighteners is still my favorite Peter Jackson film. Go figure. So check it out if you haven't. Frank is asking, how did you like Gary Oldman as Bram Stoker's Dracula?
He's not going to be as great as the Dracula we're getting this summer, but
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is yeah. It's not there's
In
there's not going to
Renfield?
be any comparison. No, Gary Oldman is pretty awesome as Dracula. He's like, when I think of Dracula, he's actually the quintessential Dracula that I think of. Even though there's a more classic Dracula, Gary Oldman's
Yeah, it's still Bela Lugosi to me, but I can see how you would get that for sure. So Beatrix and
Bellatrix.
Mr. No-Nos there is your choice on this one. I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go a little more animated in my choice, and I'm going Skeletor and Evil Lyn. That's right. Look at them holding hands, you sons of bitches. They're in love. This is a moment to celebrate with the two of them. It did happen. In the cartoon series, Evil Lyn had fallen in love with Skeletor, but back before he was actually Skeletor, he was called Kaldor. And when he had this evil transformation into Skeletor, which drove him into madness, it pushed Evil Lyn's love away. But that doesn't mean it left. She still had feelings for him. Obviously, she worked with him because she still loved him, and they still had a relationship. So I will fight anyone that says this is not a deadly duo, because Skeletor and Evil Lyn are the perfect deadly duo. And
they know sorcery.
They know sorcery. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I posited this question though when we were discussing this. Is it really a deadly duo if you don't actually kill anybody? Because they continuously try over and over again and continuously fail.
Now, Chris, might I remind you, if they did Game of Thrones, the animated series, and put it on for children on Saturday morning cartoons, I doubt they would kill anyone in there either. Just
Well, look,
saying.
I think they killed, citizens of Eternia, not He-Man or any of the other folks, but I think they have killed people in Eternia and spread terror.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Janet says, Harriet and Rose and So I Married an Axe Murderer. Love that movie so much, Janet. Enrique says, how about Christian Slater and Rami Malek and Mr. Robot? I tried to watch the first episode and shut it off, so I don't know. Ultraman says, Skeletor wins. Sammy says, gasps, seriously, Donald? Bellatrix. Bellatrix. Geo, thanks for joining. He says, Edward. And Fight Club, Brad Pitt. Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Okay. And Maria says, Donald, you broke Sammy. I think I did. I'm going to argue this one. I think Skeletor and Evil Lyn are a great deadly duo. And I'm not going to back down from it at all. Look, let me enlarge the photo so you can see that they are holding hands. Look at that. There's a love there. And, just because somebody turns evil and starts to kill people doesn't mean that you stop loving them. I mean, it'd be like if Kevin went crazy. I couldn't stop loving Kevin. I just would maybe help him bury a body or two. I don't know. One, maybe two bodies. I don't know. But I'd probably stop at 3. Just saying.
3 is just the line. 3 is just too much.
Draw the line at 3.
huh?
Yeah.
Got it.
Plus the
Got
line.
it.
First one is an accident. Second one's semi-intentional. The third one is definitely intentional. And I just got to stop him right there.
I think what broke Sammy was that I think you called Bellatrix Beatrix.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Beatrix, Bellatrix, nobody cares.
Sammy
why
does.
is that different?
California says, oh, I don't know if it was mentioned already, but Joker and Harley Quinn. Just wait. God. And Janet says, Scorch, right? I really like that Calder store throwback to 1993. Okay. All right. Okay, so
they make good. They make Calder's. Isn't that a restaurant that makes really good frozen custard?
is it? I felt like there's another, like Timmy Norton's or something like that, or Horton's.
That's donuts. That's
Is it?
Timmy Hort. Yeah, that's donuts.
One of them I thought made a good custard. I can't remember. Oh, Sammy says, no, you mispronounced her name, you dork. You said Beatrix. It is Beatrix. I'm pretty sure. It's Beatrice. Oh, it's Beatrice. I got it. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. It's Beatrice. My apologies on that. Beatrice.
Oh, so now we're in Much Ado About Nothing.
Beatrice Dela Cruz, I think, was her full
I would say
name.
Beatrice and Benedict, though, probably pretty
Benedict
deadly duo.
Cumberbatch and Beatrice Dela Cruz and Benisnitch Funbatch. I can't pronounce his name very well. Elvin says, I consider Nightwing and Starfire a deadly duo, even Beast Boy and Raven.
Nightwing doesn't kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, Elvin. Get a room with your comics. Jeez.
Jesus, Elvin. I
Tracy,
will tolerate no Nightwing slander.
Tracy will be in tomorrow to beat your ass, Elvin. By the way, every time Elvin's posts get put up on Instagram, someone flags them and they take them down. So
It's not me, I promise.
it's not Tracy. All right. So I just did Skeletor. Kevin, what's your next choice?
All right. My next choice is a couple that can certainly compete with Voldemort and Beatrix, and that is Chucky and Tiffany,
Ooh,
who
good
also
choice.
use a certain level of sorcery,
Mm-hmm.
power of voodoo.
Now, has anybody been watching the television series on USA/Sci-Fi?
I have to
started
get
with the
that.
first
I heard it's
season.
good.
You watched the first season, Chris?
I started it. I'm like
Okay.
3 episodes in.
All right.
I'm enjoying it.
It's
I
very
should
good.
be. I should be. I mean, Devin Saw was in it. I mean, I would like lay in the road for him.
Whoa! Wow! Wow!
He'd
Tracy.
be like, we have to pull over. There's a lady in the road. And then he comes over. Are you okay,
I
ma'am?
mean,
Kiss me.
I'm a child of the 90s. Who didn't love Devin Sawa in the 90s? Come on. was like
Me? I didn't love him. I mean, but he was with the girl that I was really into at the time.
Christina.
No, in Idle Hands.
Oh, Jessica Alba.
Mm-hmm.
I love Idle Hands. Idle Hands is good.
It's great. It's a great horror film. A very underutilized, underloved horror film. Highly recommended if you get a chance.
Agreed.
Devin Sawa, is that the kid from Free Willy?
Sir, no.
I don't think so.
Devin Sawa was in Casper, Now and Then, Idle Hands, Final Destination.
So he wasn't the whale in Free Willy.
No,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that's not.
Okay.
So Frank says Beatrix. Okay, so that's her name, Beatrix. Got it. Beatrix. Got it. Okay, thanks, Frank.
You're gonna have the whole House of Slytherin just like
That's
on you.
Bellatrix.
Maria says Harley and Ivy forever. And Elvin says, for the record, I came late. LOL. All right, so Chucky, Kevin.
Well, as we know, in the fourth movie of the Child's Play series, we got introduced to Chucky's girlfriend, Tiffany, played by Jennifer Tilly. And she's been a wonderful addition to this really crazy horror movie series, which has pretty much gone off pure comedy at this point. But it's fun to see her and Brad Dourif interact with each other in their doll forms. It's freaking hilarious with the way they kill people. They try to outdo each other. They fight each other at times, kill each other, try to kill each other, or they do kill each other. But they still, when it's all said and done, they still love one another. And Tiffany will always be there to bail out Chucky. What's even good is she'll even make sure he's shipped to his next murder victim.
He's what?
I said Tiffany will make sure that Chucky is shipped to his next murder victim.
Huh. Shipped?
Shipped, like FedEx or UPS.
Got it. Okay. Just wanted to be clear. Okay, cool. Okay, Tracy. What? Kevin, go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say, you know what? I would feel ashamed to be murdered by dolls, to be honest with you.
I want to put that on your tombstone. Ashamed to be murdered by dolls.
Murdered by dolls.
And that way, when I put that on there, they'll think that you actually were murdered by dolls. And then people will be like, boy, that's shameful. Oh, it'll be terrible. Okay, moving on. Frank says, I stopped watching the second season after episode 3. I need to get back to it so I can see when Charles Lee Ray takes up voodoo. Oh. Sammy says, Donald, this Hufflepuff will beat your butt. It's called Hufflebutt, by the way, Sammy. You're gonna beat some Hufflebutt, because I'm also a Hufflepuff. Maria says, doesn't Chucky have the most kills of all the horror icons? I think I saw some data on it early this fall, right? ? California Music Box says, at Kevin, love it.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, sir.
And are you sure that's how you pronounce this person's name, Kevin?
Yes, because remember I was telling you I would get them mixed up with Andrea.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Sammy says, agreed on Harley and Ivy. Sammy, shush up. And okay, so let's move to Tracy. Your final pick of the night.
My final pick of the night. Definitely a deadly duo. They have a really high body count.
Mm-hmm.
And they are on one of the best TV shows ever made, which is What We Do in the Shadows. And I'm talking about Nadja and Laszlo.
Except for last season.
I mean...
Took a little bit of a dip, let's be honest here.
Agree to disagree. But they are definitely deadly. I mean, they literally have to kill to eat. And they love killing. It's like foreplay to them. It enhances their romantic relationship.
I do love the characters. And I do love Mark. Was it Mark Berry is his name?
Matt Berry.
Matt Berry, thank you. Matt Berry, who also was in the wonderful series Toast of London. If you have yet to check that out, highly recommend.
Also in the IT Crowd in Hilarious.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Yes, also
very
very
funny
good.
in that.
Mm-hmm. I think that he comes in season 2, if I recall.
But I mean, I agree with her. Like, you can't go wrong with the deadly duo of Laszlo and Jackie Daytona.
Right.
Yeah.
The hat.
It's the hat. That's great storytelling, for sure. That was really well done. I do love what we do in the shadows. I am surprised you take a very not known movie that played at like independent theaters across California, and you decide to develop it for television, and it becomes this huge sensational hit. It's kind of a surprise, and a very welcome surprise, but a surprise nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, well, the show is way better than the movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that, yeah. Sammy says Hufflepuff doesn't claim him. Yay, love them. Couple goals. Wow, Sammy is a psycho. Okay, she wants to kill with her boyfriend. Great, good to know. Let me just write that down real quick. So I have this note to avoid Sammy and a boyfriend that she introduces that only comes out at night. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Maria says, don't open any boxes, Sammy. And Sammy says, it's okay, Tracy. Everyone disagrees with Donald. Sammy's wrong.
I think Sammy's right.
Don't tell her that. You don't know her like I do. Trust me, Tracy. Tracy, trust me. Don't say that. It's not good. She'll show up at your house. You don't want that. Trust me. Be afraid. Anyway, moving on. This is a great power couple. A very good selection. Highly recommend it. Recommend the series. Definitely check it out. It's on FX or on Hulu. You can find it on there as well. Chris, what is your next choice? Your last choice?
All right, so another little bit of backstory on this one too. All right, so I wanted to have it be Alec Baldwin and his armorer, but I figured that was probably too soon. So I picked a duo, but I don't know if this deadly duo is actually deadly. I picked Morticia and Gomez Adams. I don't know if they actually kill anybody, so I'm gonna call an audible and change it because I just thought of it and nobody else thought of it, and I'm gonna pick the Bride and Bill.
Oh, that's a good one, Chris.
Let me pull up that picture that I have for that one,
That's a good
Chris.
one.
Yeah, if you go in the archives, it should be there.
Let me just pull up the picture of that one for you. Yep, finding it right now. There it is. Okay, the Bride and Bill from Kill Bill. Got it right there. Okay, it's up on the screen. Perfect. Okay, there we go. The Bride's on the right, by the way, for those looking at the screen.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
And her name actually is Beatrix, Donald.
Oh, hey, there we go. Motherfucker, I knew it. I knew it was coming. There we go. I predict the future. What if I did? What if I did predict the future? What if that's like my power? What if I have a skill? What if I can predict the future? Huh? No? You don't think so? Okay, fine. Whatever.
I don't think so.
Anyway, Bill and Beatrix, body count in the two-part movie
It's a lot.
it's a lot. So how can you not include them in Deadliest Duos?
It's a very good choice.
That's a good one.
Sammy's
quite
saying
the
some
audible.
stuff. I
That
don't
was
know
quite
what
the
it is,
audible.
though.
What, Kevin?
That was quite the audible.
Yeah, he really just went left field on this one. He went rogue real fast.
Beatrix Kiddo, and Bill.
Yep. I'm going to call an audible on mine. And I'm going to
Good
go
Lord.
with... I don't know why Kevin gave me this picture, because this is the worst picture of these two ever in the history of pictures. Kevin, we need to talk about your drinking problem, because you obviously have one.
Do I now?
The Joker and Harley Quinn is my choice, and it is not from Suicide Squad. It's not that Joker and Harley Quinn. I'm just saying.
I thought you said you liked them.
No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of Jared Leto's version of the Joker. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it enough to... I'm talking about the animated series Joker and Harley Quinn. I'm talking about Mad Love Joker and Harley Quinn. And let me just break it down for you, for those that disagree and go, oh, that's not love, that's not care, or whatever. Okay. So let's talk about 10 things you didn't know about the Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship. Let's talk about that. Huh? How about we go with Harley might have reminded Joker of a previous love. So when the Joker had some past memories in his brain, it surfaced of him having a wife at some point and a family, and that Harley reminded him of that family, of that lifestyle, so he wanted to be with her for that particular reason. That's one. Another one would be Paul Dini and Bruce Timm created them as an actual cautionary tale. is What Not to Do in Real Life, which was also inspired by the movie happenings of a friend of theirs when they did this. So it's interesting that they were trying to tell you, don't follow what they do. Joker also had tried multiple times to replace Harley Quinn and failed every single time, simply because he could not find anybody more devoted or more loving to him than Harley. So that never really worked, even with Punchline in the comics, even though they want you to think that worked. Harley never wanted an insane Joker. In fact, when the Joker was captured in one of the Batman Adventures series episodes, or comics actually, I think it was the second or third issue, where the Joker comes back to Harley and he's actually sane, and she's like, no. That creates a problem in her brain because she's supposed to be the sane therapist that is trying to treat him. And in this case, he's the more sane version and she's the crazy one. So it created this dynamic that just didn't work for her. So she had to figure out a way to make him dysfunctional and nuts again. So there's that. Another one is that the creators wanted for Harley to truly challenge the Joker's feelings. The Joker even admitted at one point that she had created stirrings of feelings in him that he hadn't had or seen in a long time, and it made him very uncomfortable, which is why he kept trying to occasionally kill her or get rid of her for those reasons. Also, Harley originally wanted to profit off of the Joker. She wanted to write a book and create a whole criminology based upon the Joker so she could become famous, but ultimately fell in love with him because of his persuasion and also of her ideology of wanting to prove that she could be fully committed to something, and in which case made her fully committed, if you know what I'm saying. There's more, but I'll stop there. But it's very interesting to read up on these two characters and how they kind of play off of each other, and how they truly are, as weird as it is and as abusive as the relationship seems, how it works so well for them and how they are able to stay together and be a truly deadly duo. Now I know we've lived off this storyline, this dynamic now where Harley's kind of broken away from the Joker, where she's happy on her own. We've even had an animated series where she's had a lesbian relationship with Poison Ivy, and how their relationships had worked, and where they're headed and what they were doing. There's a lot of story with Harley Quinn, and I'm glad for that because it basically fleshes out that character and makes her less one-dimensional, meaning you can't have Harley without the Joker. You absolutely can, and I think that's important to point out. She's become a character that was created to be a sidekick to the Joker, but has become so strong. She's almost as popular as the Joker, and one might say even as popular as the Joker at this point, which is rare to see in a sidekick, because you certainly aren't saying, boy, I sure do like that Robin. I mean, you could say something like, like Tracy would, like, boy, I sure do love that Dick. But that's talking about Dick Grayson, a.k.a. Nightwing, who is no longer a sidekick. He's on his own, and that's a different story. So don't get those confused.
Also, Damian Wayne is very popular now.
Yes, Damian Wayne is. He's also a son. Not so much a sidekick, but a son.
And he's a son of a bitch.
Oh, you're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong. And I think we're going to find that out in the Brave and the Bold series. Coming soon to DC Cinematic Universe. Let's see. We've got some comments really quickly. Let's see. Wow, Donald, so disrespectful. Donald, you're a piece of shit. Donald, I hate everything you choose to be. All Sammy stuff, whatever. Let's just filter through this. Frank says Kiddo is a fake last name. Maria says, just going to say it. Yep, it's okay. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are better. Mo better butter. Sammy says, hi, you puddin'. Maria says, don't underestimate that big druid energy. And yeah, D&D stuff. Yeah, I get it. And Sammy says he manipulated someone who already had issues. She was vulnerable, and he preyed on that. Yes, the patient preyed upon the therapist that was trying to get rich off of working on said patient. Sammy, I don't think you're going to win this one. We could talk about this all day, any day. And I'll bring you right to the ropes every time. All right, Kevin, your next choice. And I think this is going to be the last one.
My last choice is a very popular couple over the last almost 25 years, Neo and Trinity from The Matrix.
Ooh. Yeah, because everybody loved that last Matrix film.
Well, that's the exception.
It's very popular. Very
the
popular.
First movie. We'll start with the first movie. It's the fact.
Let's talk about this. Now, this is going to be a very controversial subject, so we can put controversy in the title when we repost this live show. Okay? So, we have the Wachowski brothers who originally did the original Matrix, right? And if I recall, both of them are now they went from male to female. They did they transitioned.
Trans women now, yes.
They transitioned. So they are now both females. So we get the fourth film, which shows us now that it wasn't really Neo that was the strength in this, that it wasn't really Neo that was the design for the whole Matrix itself. It was her.
Spoilers.
This was 2 years ago, Kevin. If you can't
yeah,
get a spoiler, then you can
Oh,
eat
but
a bag of dicks.
well,
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to
It's
say.
been 40 years.
Like 29 years
Hey,
ago.
hey, Kevin. I haven't seen that one. I've seen this one. You need to settle down.
I haven't seen any of the Matrix movies.
So Trinity is basically the strength in this. She's the hero. She's the one that everybody is needs to rely on and needs in order to succeed. It felt that way in the film, and that could be just my own personal opinion, but it felt that it shifted from Neo to Trinity. Now, do you think that this shift occurred because both of the directors shifted from man to woman?
Yes.
Possibly. It makes sense.
And do you think that by doing that, they altered the story in a way that made it not unintelligible, but confusing to the audience, to people that have been following the story and the lore of the Matrix? Do you think that big shift was necessary? Do you think it was necessary maybe just for them? Do you think it was necessary for the audience? Do you think that this whole film should not have existed? Do you think that they should make more films? I'm curious to understand, because this is your choice, Kevin. I'm curious to understand where you think, where your thoughts lie on this with the Neo and Trinity story. Is it finished? Is it going to continue? Should it continue?
In my mind, to be honest with you, it was finished with Matrix Revolutions.
So this one's just an addendum. It's the after credit scene. It's a very long after credit scene.
A long epilogue, or should I say a very unnecessary long epilogue.
Yeah. I think, personally, we should get a second Speed Racer film. And they don't need to touch the Matrix anymore. They can let that go. And we can just get a sequel to Speed Racer.
By the way, did you say you like Neil Patrick Harris as the analyst in the movie? Didn't you enjoy his character?
I like Neil Patrick Harris. In fact, I'm going to recommend to everybody right now that they go out and they purchase Box 1, which is Neil Patrick Harris Theory 11 co-op combination that they designed, which is a puzzle box that's simply fun on a bun. Highly recommend it. Played it over the weekend, had a blast. So, yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is great. And he did a really good job. And while Neo and Trinity were Neo and Trinity in the film, it didn't necessarily feel...
No Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily feel like it was a Trinity film. We didn't get Hugo Weaving. We also didn't get...
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, thank you. So it just felt like it didn't feel complete, and it didn't feel like they really had a story to work with that needed to be told, in other words.
It was a money grab. It was basically a money grab.
But I digress. I do think that they are a great deadly couple. They definitely killed a lot of digital people. So if you count that body count, that's a lot.
Well, think about it. The Matrix, they basically disrupted the Matrix itself.
Yeah. You kill a whole digital world, which is something for sure. Let's see. Let's go through the comments here. Let's see. Yep. Oh, don't try to make him the better person. She's talking about Joker, I think. Seriously. I'm not saying he's a better person, Sammy. I'm just saying you can't blame him for her falling for him, if that makes sense. She would have to like Wonder Woman comes up to the Joker, she's not going, "Oh, you're too strong. I am falling for you." You know what I mean? Harleen immediately fell for the dude. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, but but like, didn't he kind of just like manipulate her into falling for him? Like, he
define that, Tracy.
Ability. He saw that, like, where she was damaged and broken, and kind of like went for it. He saw in her that she just wanted to be like loved, and he took advantage of that.
Okay, so a psychopath. So a psychopath that's incarcerated in a mental institution is at fault for taking advantage of someone that comes in to try to cure him? Or did she really go in there to cure him? Because it sounds like she went in there to up her game, so to speak, to bump her name up in the echelon of therapy. I cured the Joker.
Especially if you've read Harleen, yes, that was her intention, was to make money and cure him, and to prove that she was a really good psychologist.
Right.
But, like, I mean, you can't blame it all on her.
No, I'm not saying it's all her fault, but I'm saying
I would say it's a good 75-25.
75 who?
Joker.
I disagree 100%. You can't go. It's like me going up against, like, if I went in and I hung out with Jeffrey Dahmer and I was like, he ate my hand. No shit, dummy. That's what he does. Like, you went in there thinking that you were going to fix him, and then he ate your hand. Well, that's kind of on you. Now you have a fake hand, and you have a great story, but you also have a lot of therapy bills you have to take care of. I certainly wouldn't go, he ate my hand, and now we're lovers. I'm not doing that.
She was like afraid of him, though. She was afraid of him in the beginning. It wasn't like she was like,
rightfully so. She should have been afraid, and she should have stayed afraid. Like, that's the number one thing. She should have stayed afraid of the Joker. If she'd have done that, she'd have been fine.
Should have, yes.
But something in her.
The Joker is super smart and saw.
He is smart. He is manipulative.
Where her
yes.
weakness was. And he took advantage of it.
I can't say enough that a psychopath is not taking advantage of anything.
I don't think he's just a psychopath. I think he's a psychopathic narcissist.
He's going for it. And you're right. Because, okay, so here's the thing. The Joker, one thing I didn't mention was the Joker is highly jealous anytime Harley interferes with him and Batman, because he has to be the one to bring the Batman down. He has to be the one to communicate with the Batman. The Batman is here, and if Harley tries to do anything, it tarnishes that thought process, that feeling within his mind, and it enrages him, and he goes crazy. whenever she does that. And that's when he'll try to kill her or get rid of her or whatever. And then she's like all that's the problem though. She gets all mousy and apologetic and sorrowful and, oh, I'm so sorry. Why did you, I didn't mean to do that, Puddin'. I'm so apologetic. No, like, you need to leave. You need to get out of that. And she does eventually. And kudos to her for doing that. But I'm saying you can't blame someone that's already sick for being that way, if that makes sense. Like,
Well, she was already sick.
if I had Tourette's and I kept calling you an asshole, you couldn't get mad at me for calling you an asshole. I have Tourette's, you know? Like,
True. Okay, so 50-50.
all right, that's fine. I'll take it. We'll go with that. 50-50. How about-
Donald, you just used all of our material for a mansplaining episode.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I guess you're gonna find something else to mansplain to me.
Okay, so, oh boy, lots of chat stuff from Sammy. I can't wait to dive into this. Oh, man. First of all, let's go with California. He says, I assume you heard about the relationship between Terminator and Matrix. What do you guys think? Kevin, what do you think?
Yes, I was kind of answer that. I heard about this theory over 20 years ago. Basically, the stories of the Matrix and the Terminator was taken by a woman author from like the 80s. So I don't remember if the case was settled out of court or it was just simply dismissed. It was one of the two. But basically, the Terminator is like supposedly the first half of the story, as you know, where the humans get taken over by the machines. And then the second half is when the machines basically win and they enslave the humans and then basically install them and use them as battery power in the Matrix. So I guess Skynet eventually evolves into what you see into the Matrix, if any of this stuff is true.
Okay. Another comment. Lacey says, these were all entertainment duos. Any real-life Deadly Duo favorites? That's a good question, Lacey. Thank you for asking. I think, what was it? Cagney, what was it? Was it Cagney and Lacey? What was it?
Cagney and Lacey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real-life one. I would say, Deadly Duo, real-life Deadly Duo. Anybody have any that they could think of offhand?
Dukes of Hazzards?
Not any couples, but the Hillside Stranglers.
That's right, the Hillside Stranglers.
Okay.
Oh, Bonnie and Clyde, the real Bonnie and Clyde.
Real Bonnie
Yes.
and Clyde.
There was also that couple. They did a movie on it with Laura Prepon or whatever her name is. It's called Carla, and that is also a deadly duo.
I
They were
have
husband
one.
and wife that kill people.
I have a good one, but it's very controversial. Controversy. I'm going to say it again. Controversy. I'm going to say Ronald and Nancy Reagan to specifically the state of California, particularly in dealing with the homeless situation and creating the huge homeless crisis that we have today and the huge amount of mentally unhealthy people we have living on the streets that could have been taken care of and fell through the cracks due to their choices. So they're a pretty deadly duo, I would say, for the state of California when it comes to mental health.
Donald, we're about to lose 35% of our viewership. Those who are conservative Republicans, you can't do that, man. You can't do that.
Okay, well, they can argue with me in the chat, or we could have a nice discussion. Bring some scotch, and I'll meet you someplace, and we'll have a good chat. That's fine. Let's see. Maria says, yeah, he used her. Yes, of course, the Joker used her to get out of an institution. A mentally insane man that doesn't want to be incarcerated. Use somebody? Shocker. Duh. I mean, sorry, Maria, but duh. We all know this. We all know that he did that. It's just, she let it happen. Like, I don't, she let it happen. Like, it's 2 to tango, which is, I guess, why we landed at 50%. Yeah, there has to be 2 in there. Sammy says, yeah, you can't compare her with Wonder Woman. That's completely different, Donald. Yes, because one's a hero and one is not, Sammy. And that would be Harley is not a hero. Say it out loud, Sammy. I want to hear you say it. Send me a voicemail message, and I want to hear you say it. because that proves
I
my
can
point.
I can posit a real life deadly duo, I guess. What about Joe Exotic and his boyfriend or husband? I guess
Oh.
Joe Exotic and who?
his husband or boyfriend, whatever.
Which one?
Or if you
There was more than one.
both of them,
And,
or we can go really.
and you're relating
Because
this
so many
just to a real life deadly duo, right?
real life deadly duo, yeah, because
Okay.
lots of people died because of them. This is not necessarily their fault, but it was. But I mean, if you really want to go at it, you could go Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin, but
Yeah. That's not a real duo, though. I think they're pretty
Yeah.
big enemies.
Yeah.
Now, if Carol Baskin would visit Joe Exotic in prison and thought that she could cure him of his issues and then fell in love with him and then went a killing spree with him, who do you think would be at fault there? I mean, would it be a 50-50 type situation, Chris? Or how are we going to do this?
I plead the fifth on this one.
Wow.
I'm making friends tonight. Making friends. Yeah. But seriously, in all seriousness, domestic violence is not cool. And you should never lay your hands on somebody else. You shouldn't hurt somebody else physically. It's not something that we here at Rumble Pop or the Real Short Box condone. And we want to make that very well known. That it is storytelling with the Joker and Harley, and that's what allows for more malleability and play when it comes to the storytelling. And we all laughed and stuff when he would do something stupid or she would do something stupid, and vice versa, and blah blah blah, and so on and so on. But seriously, it's not funny in real life to do something like that. So. If you're watching and you're considering putting on a purple suit and going and slapping around your girlfriend, I don't recommend it. I think it's a terrible idea, and that makes you a bad person. So don't do that. And alternatively, if your boyfriend is in prison and you feel like you should put on a funny suit and bust him out, I don't recommend that either. I think that's a bad idea, and that makes you also a bad person. So, just stop. Like, no more violence. How about that?
And don't wear purple suits.
Purple. I know. It's funny
Some
because
people can pull it off.
I do have a purple suit, and I like it.
I was talking about Jorge Jimenez, but it's okay.
Oh, he has a purple suit?
Yeah, he did at one of the cons and signings he did. He dressed up as the Joker, and someone else dressed up as Punchline.
Oh, cool. Jorge Jimenez, which is your favorite, right? Your favorite artist?
He's not my favorite artist, but he's definitely the best looking artist.
Yeah, he is a pretty good looking man, I will say, and he does stay in shape. To have his physique is he's a pretty large, burly man.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's adorable. I mean, I don't know. He does little videos on Instagram.
And Enrique immediately comes back with, "What about Prince?"
Well, he's dead, so.
Wait, so you're saying if you wear a purple suit, you're going to die?
So I'm just saying, let's leave it for the icons.
Oh, okay. California says had to go, but really enjoyed it. Thanks, California. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you all, actually, here at Rumble Pop. We want to say thank you. That was the last of the deadly duos that was on the list. Jesus was fun. I know we got a little bit controversial, but, if you say controversy enough time in your podcast, the algorithms pick up on the controversy, and they boost you higher. If it's controversial. Controversial.
Donald, drink some more of that root beer.
What'd you call it? Root beer?
Root beer.
Sponsored by Virgil's. 0 sugar root beer.
Because you already can't speak clearly on your one bottle of that root beer.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this,
people's.
Chris, but I have tumorous-like growths under my tongue that cause me to slur my speech from time to time. It's just
Yeah,
unfortunate,
blame
natural
gross.
thing that happens that occurred in my body, and I cannot do anything about it, sir. It's just the way it is. So even if I
Like
just
your
had water
face.
all day, I would slur my speech from time to time. It just happens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my body doesn't agree with your ideology, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize.
As-
My body
as-
apologizes to you for being true to itself.
Donald, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. That's okay. I appreciate that. All right. So let's call it. Let's say thank you. First of all, thank you to Tracy for being such a gracious guest in putting up with me. I appreciate it. As we went through that battle of the 25-75, ending on the 50-50. I feel like that's fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
I think that's a fair amount, yeah. And you agree, so we all agree, and all is well, Sammy. So thank you for being a great guest again this evening. We appreciate you. I want to say thank you for Kevin for staying awake through this entire podcast. It's great to see you so lively and sitting between your favorite couple there.
Absolutely.
You've positioned yourself in one hell of a spot, sir. So you have to be careful
I did.
when we close this out, because I think they're coming for you, Kevin, just to let you know. Also, Chris, thank you for being on. We appreciate you. Glad you are getting better and better health-wise. It's always good news. And I want to say thank you for everybody out there in podcast land that's listening to us right now and watching us. We are Rumble Pop. And we want to say thank you to Half's Hot Sauce. We want to say thank you to Splattered Frog for being a part of this podcast. I'm just going to read off really quickly. Have a shoot the root. That's why Donald can't pronounce it. Bellatrix. I said it, Maria. Enrique says, thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Maria says, a really fun show. Have a great night, everybody. My mom and dad says, thank you all. Enjoyed the podcast. Never He'll Live Forever, says Enrique on, I think he's talking about Prince, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. Sorry, buddy. He's gone. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. We are Rumble Pop. We do this live show almost every Monday on YouTube at 7:30 or 7:45 p.m. Pacific time, depending on how things work out with our tech, which is up and down. Glad you enjoyed it, Lacey. Thanks for tuning in, and maybe we'll see you next week. Kevin, what do we have in store for next week?
Something we haven't done in probably about 6 months. A tournament.
A tourney. Oh, that's right. It's the battle of
Rom-coms.
That's right, the battle of the rom-coms. So we have couples versus couples, and you decide who wins. So it's going to be a tourney like March Madness style bracket battle, where we will put up a picture of a couple in a rom-com versus another picture of a couple versus in a rom-com, and you will decide who wins out of that bracket, and one couple will move on, and then we do two more, and one couple will move on and battle the one above it, and so on and so forth, and we'll do that until we decide the ultimate winner, which may or may not have Tom Hanks in it, because that son of a bitch was in every romantic comedy till the end of time.
Tom
So
Hanks
we'll see.
versus John Cusack.
And Adam
basically.
Sandler, too.
Right. Yeah. It'll be John Cusack, Tom Hanks, and Adam Sandler fighting it out at the end. We'll see how that goes. But that's coming up next week. It's going to be a blast. Maybe we'll do another hot sauce tasting. Who knows? We'll see. But we're going to have a great slate of guests, a great slate of hosts, and we just appreciate you guys. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and a whole host of others. And if you are parched, perhaps you should let Rumble Pop quench your thirst. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.